This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 267.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology. The technology.
Why, hello, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. First and foremost, I am recording this live at WordCamp Raleigh 2019. Live audience. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And when I did this in Birmingham, I forgot to do that. It was just awkward. People were like, okay, we're here. Are we not here? So you're here. So if you have questions, wait. Okay. So moving on. Upcoming events, we have two WordCamps next week. We have WordCamp Rotterdam, April 12th and 13th. And we have WordCamp Floripa, not Florida. Autocorrect wanted to fix that. WordCamp Floripa, which is in Brazil. I had to look it up. April 13th, 2019 as well. All right, moving on to segment one in the news. Two things to talk about. Actually, yeah, two things. We have WordFence. WordFence is a company that does protection. They published a post about a particular PHP present in popular Pipdig Power Pack plugin. It's crazy. I don't know why I even read that way. The P3 plugin apparently allowed for a backdoor access to the DDoS attacks on their competitors. And WordFence documented this. They saw this issue and they reported it, and then of course the company tried to backtrack and say, it's not there, we fixed it, and it's awkward and ugly. It was a true thing. WordPress has nothing to gain from this, so anyway, check that out, link in the show notes. Also in the news, Automattic has released a new service called Happy Schedule. It's the first in a new line of products called Happy Tools. It's created to solve problems for distributed teams, so check that out over at Happy Schedule. And I think the actual link is just, it's over on the WordPress blog, so I'll link to that in the show notes as well. All right, moving on to the meat and potatoes of the show. We're going to interview some people for this episode, as I do from time to time. And after that, we'll come back with a tip and tool of the week. So listen to that, and we'll come right back. I am joined here at WordCamp Raleigh 2019 by Adrienne Harvey. Welcome to the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, Adrienne.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again. So you volunteered to be up here as a first-time WordCamper. First question is, how did you hear about WordCamp?
Well, I've heard about WordCamp before, but I'd never really, it did always just come in at a strange time, and I was actually looking for a plugin for a client site and happened to just randomly see that this was happening. I found it on Thursday of this week, and here we are Saturday. There were 14 tickets left. I grabbed one immediately and said, I have to make this happen.
Okay, and I should have actually asked you first to introduce yourself, what you do in WordPress. So start there. Let's backtrack a little bit.
Okay, I've used WordPress for probably about the past 6 years for some of my own websites and for a few very select clients. I also manage a few WordPress sites for outside clients as well. I have my own LLC, and I begrudgingly take new WordPress clients, but mostly it's maintenance, fixing problems, and deploying developers should that be necessary.
Okay, sounds good. And so you found out about WordPress Thursday. What plugin were you looking for? I'm curious. What plugin were you?
Honestly, I don't remember. I'm in the middle of a massive migration project, so
Something.
I'm lucky to remember my name.
Okay, all right. So you got the ticket, you're here, met you online, saw you here, you said you'd come to volunteer. You've been at WordCamp now for, let's say 6 hours approximately. How's it going?
Fantastic.
What's your takeaway at the moment? I mean, it's only been the first day, not only half the day. What's your takeaway?
Pretty much every session so far, I've gotten some massive game changers from. Went to a WooCommerce one this morning, and I'd been leaning toward using WooCommerce for a very large project, and I'm sold on it now. I see how to do it, and that's incredible. And then even just meeting people at lunch, I heard about a bunch of new apps, that one of which has the potential to really revolutionize what I'm doing on one of my own projects. And I'm kind of just blown away. Your workflow is huge. I'm looking to relaunch my podcast, which has been dormant since 2016, and I will admit that publicly for the personal accountability. And So anyway, I love your workflow, and that was huge just a few minutes ago, seeing that in action. I'm like, all right.
Go on. No, I'm kidding.
I can do it.
Awesome. And if someone came to you and said, hey, should I go to WordCamp 2020, what would you say?
Absolutely. If what's interesting I've noticed about WordCamp is the large variety of user skill level and how it's still relevant to power users as well as people who are just like, oh, what's this WordPress thing? Or I want to have a website and I don't know where to start. So the fact that an event like this can serve that wide of a variety of people is really pretty amazing.
Awesome. Okay. Well, again, thanks for being here. Really do appreciate your insight. And where can people follow you? Are you on the Twitters, on Instagrams, whatever these kids say these days?
Yes, all of the above. And I like to make things hard to spell. So it's GIRYAGIRL.com. I told you. That's Girya Girl. It's the Russian word for kettlebell. You may have noticed I have a degree of muscularity. So if you need some workouts, go to that website. Right now it's Drupal. It will soon be WordPress. And I will be able to sleep.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for being here. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thanks to those 2 people who listened, but they got recorded after this piece. I don't know their names at the moment, so that's just awkward, but doesn't matter. I'm moving on. So segment 3, the tip and tool of the week. This week is a website called Ladies Get Paid. This is a website that provides tools, resources, and community to help women negotiate for equal pay and power in the workplace. It's free. I believe they have a Slack channel part of it, and I was told by this service by my friend Francesca. It's awesome. She's actually gotten some work out of it already. So if you are a woman, sorry guys, you're out, which is totally fine. You don't need any more help. Check out Ladies Get Paid. I think it's actually ladiesgetpaid.com. It is. The sad part is it's a Squarespace site. Okay, other than that, it's fine. Okay. So that is it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead and send it in via email. I'm adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use the SpeakPipe functionality of the website. If you want to support the show, you can. You can become a Patreon, KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. Keep the lights on, help pay for Libsyn. If you want to sponsor the show, there's a form on the website. And thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.